use that a lot. I did run into a couple of them, about one or two.
He was going
They're
there.
pretty good.
Incredible edits.
Would you like a cooking challenge?
I love those.
How are you?
Good, good. I actually had a chance tonight and got all right.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get started again.
And then he's got all those. He's got a lot of good
I think, yes, I think we're going to, we're trying to turn into a nonprofit with multiple sponsors. So it'll be, we'll start. Yes, yeah.
Loving your
Mercy is in the hospital, a little girl, she's still having hallucinations.
Oh, they're going to have cider, beer, and
No, they just sit down and review it and say, okay, they sign a number.
This one down at Stevens. Yeah. That's so cool.
I paid for a party out here. Okay.
Ageless happy actor.
What do you want?
I don't know how you become ageless. That's a trick. Yeah, be able to stay up to 69. October 5th. Well, that's in one. What to do? What do you consider to live?
I thought it's Steve Murray. I knew him.
I can hardly wait.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our September 23rd City Council meeting. I will ask the city clerk to please call the roll.
Russ Brown,
Present.
Darcy Long Curtis,
Present.
Rod Runyon,
Present.
Linda Miller,
Here.
Tim McLaughlin,
Present.
Mayor Mays.
Here. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask Councilor Darcy Long Curtis to lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4, approval of the agenda. I'm entertaining a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under presentations and proclamations, which is now on the agenda, we have a short presentation from Brianna from the Stratton Agency, who would like to update the City Council on an item.
Good evening, council members and honorable mayor. As Mayor May said, I'm Brianna Weber from the Stratton Agency, reporting on the annual dividend report, which I always love to come and tell you guys about, because City of the Dalles is doing great. This year, SAFE declared a dividend once again, which is good news for us. The dividend amount this year is $55,575, which is great. The dividend every year is not a guarantee. SAFE declares whether they have a dividend or not, so we're thankful that this year they had a dividend. It's based off of your standard premium. So when we present to you guys at renewal in July, we present your premium. It's a two-part dividend, so the other part is based on your loss ratio. So the dividend is what SAFE declares, and then the second part is based on your claims history. This year, it is, your loss dividend factor is up, meaning that your claims were lower. So your dividend factor was 9.73% based on that loss factor, which is great. That attributed to $18,000 worth of that dividend. So the great work that the city is doing to keep its employees safe is paying off and doing great. So I just wanted to bring that great news to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do any of our department directors deserve any credit for this?
All of that, absolutely.
Okay, good work, guys and ladies. Next on the agenda, we have a volunteer recognition, and I would like to ask Mr. Dave Neatling, who's sitting in the second row on the end there, to raise his hand so we all know who he is. I must say, a couple of months ago, it was a very hot day, and I went down to greet some people on the cruise ship, and as I was leaving, I got in my car and drove, it would be west on First Street, and I noticed a man that was out there on the trail in 90-degree heat working on the trail, and apparently he was crack sealing cracks. And I thought to myself, this must be the man that I've heard so much about, who goes out and maintains our trail in all kinds of weather, and helps keep the trail the valuable asset it's been for the last 25 years. His work has actually, I think, deserves a lot of credit for motivating the city to do some fundraising recently and go out to some of our partners and local partners and raise money for further maintenance of the trail to hopefully lighten the load on this fine man who's done so much for our community. So we have taken the liberty of making up a certificate of recognition for Mr. Dave Neatling. I'd like you to come forward and,
Mayor Bays, may I add?
certainly.
To the Pioneer Cemetery, I rounded the corner and I saw a man cutting brush and working so hard. And it was hot, and you were out there and I asked your name, and he was a wonderful example of what a citizen can do for this community. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Rose is
And his wife.
After I get done reading the certificate, I would like to entertain any other comments from any other council members or even people in the audience. So, will you come forward, sir? We also have thrown in our usual gift card with this certificate. This one's the clock tower.
Would you like to read it while we're with him? We'll take a picture of the two.
Sure.
Thank you.
Let me come around there.
You gotta get it, Tim?
I will.
This certificate is presented in recognition of your unwavering support of the Riverfront Trail maintenance. For over 8 years, you have donated time and resources to repair cracks in the asphalt trail by hand, filling nearly 10,000 feet of cracks using about 550 gallons of sealer and over $10,000 of your own money. Your dedication has saved thousands of dollars in the maintenance over the years. On behalf of the City Council and the citizens of the Dalles, please accept our sincere thanks. Our community is a better place because of citizens like you. Dated September 23rd, 2019.
Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, yeah.
You're welcome to make a speech in acceptance if you like, or
How long?
you get up to
I
5
could-
minutes, that's
Oh,
what
that's okay. It won't be very long, but I am especially happy and honored to receive this. And actually, it's been 11 years instead of 8, but and longer. We've used the trail. We came back here from New Hampshire. We went back for a few years, but I was born in Oregon, down in the little town of Staten, and I'll tell you, it's important for everybody to consider what they can do to give back to their community. And I just wanted to mention my father. He started in 1925, and he was their volunteer fire guy for 23 years. In 13 of them, he was the chief. And then in 1936, the year I was born, during the Depression, they built a new city hall with a place for the fire department. But they didn't have very good equipment. And so my dad went to the city council and said, we need to get a gasoline fire truck, a real fire truck. And the city council said, well, what's wrong with what you got? You know, it was pretty hand tight. But anyway, they turned him down. So he said, I'm gonna do something. So he started something called the Santiam Spree and brought in a carnival, and they raised, first year, $1,400. But that was in 37. And 2 more years, they had 3,000. And then the city finally kicked in about 400 or 500, and they bought a new truck for $3,500. And but anyway, he was a good example. And then my mother, I just wanted to mention it briefly. My mother, during World War II, starting in 1942, sent a monthly newsletter to everybody from Staten that was in the military. She had a printer friend, and he printed them up, and they mailed them out for the next 3 years. So, but and then anyway, I think it's helpful if you have a good example, and I feel blessed that both of my parents were community givers. I do want to mention that the trail is going to need more help in the future. But you guys made a generous donation this year, and I'm real happy with the way it's turned out. I've been out there a long time, and we do get good compliments on the trail as being one that's pretty well maintained and scenic. And, yep, I hope our good friends Google will maintain part of it since there's a connection. So anyway, thanks again very much.
Mayor,
Yes, Counselor Miller.
David not only works on the Riverfront Trail, he works on the trail around Cirrhosis Park. He puts
Thank you.
in.
Yeah, it's pretty good up there too, yeah.
And he rakes
We do
leaves
good work.
during the fall, in the fall, and so he does more than his share.
Well, I couldn't do it if Juanita wasn't around because
Thank you,
she
Juanita.
helps finance my expenses.
Okay. I have here, it's another certificate of appreciation, which actually has 11 years on it. So we do expect another 3 years, if that's okay, then you can get this one. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next, item 5B is the Skill Center update. Dr. Marta Cronin from the Columbia Gorge Community College. Dr. Cronin.
Good evening, Mayor Mays and City Council members. I have the pleasure of letting you know where we are with our new TRIO project, our big bill that we've got going on at campus. Now, as you know, the Oregon legislature authorized $7.3 million for us to build a skill center. And we were required to come up with a match. And so the city and the county graciously agreed to contribute $3.5 million to that building through enterprise fund money. And we had a bond sale in June for the additional $3.8 million that we needed to complete the match. So since then, a lot has transpired. In late April, we put out an RFP for our project manager, and you have information related to our selection in your packet. We chose Plan B Consultancy out of Lake Oswego in June. They came on board, and in your packet you can see why we chose them. There's a lot of great experience that they had doing similar projects across the state. So in late June, we had an RFP out for the architecture firm, and today we had our first design meeting with the architects. So last Tuesday, the board approved Opsis Architecture from Portland to be our architectural firm to design the building. So we spent 3 hours with them today talking about just general requirements. So we're looking forward to being able to share those designs with you sometime in the future. So currently, we have an RFP out for our contractor, our construction manager or general contractor, and it's due October 4th. So we're hoping we'll get a lot of interest. We got 3 that were interested in the project manager, 6 that were interested in the architect. So we're hoping we'll have a good pool to choose from as well. And those are due October 29th. So we hope that by November, we'll have the contractor on board and ready to break ground. We're thinking next April. But also in the packet is information related to Opsis Architecture, which is the firm that we chose. And you also have the timeline, which tells you we're right on track. And we're expecting to break ground sometime next spring, early summer. And construction is expected to be finished by 2021. So technically we have until 2022 to finish the building for the bond sale, but they have an aggressive timeline, so they're ready to have some buffer in case we fall behind. So we're looking forward to that. So I think that's basically the gist of what's going on. Do you have any questions about anything specific?
Any questions for Dr. Cronin?
Next time when we show you the designs, we'll have a lot more to talk about.
Looking forward to seeing that. This sounds like everything's going really well. That's great to hear.
Going smoothly, yes, thank you. So we appreciate your support in this project.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Item C is Oregon Department of Transportation Get There Proclamation and Update Regional Public Transportation Projects and the upcoming Gorge Regional Transit Strategy. Ms. Kathy Kirkpatrick Fitzpatrick. Kathy.
Thanks. Here, I'll pass these.
Dr. were you gonna do a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Do you have the,
Oh,
have it on
gosh,
your flash drive?
I have sent it to you.
You, and it's on
Yes.
his
Oh,
flash drive?
perfect. Thank you so much.
Do you know how to make that work?
Let's see.
Perfect, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Great, thanks. Thank you. So, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to, one, boast and brag about all of the amazing projects and bus services that we have put on the road within the last year, just the last year. It's been incredible expansion of public transportation services. And two, talk a little bit about planning work that we're doing for more programs and projects. And three, talk a little bit about the Get There, the new Get There, perfect, the new Get There platform, which is ODOT's, used to be, last year, the City of The Dalles signed a partnership proclamation for the Drive Less Challenge. This year it's called Get There, with a great new platform. It's the same challenge, which is asking your residents here in the Dalles to log their trips for 2 weeks in October and win fabulous prizes like ski lift tickets and gift cards at Pino's Coffee and the Columbia Gorge Community College and other places that have given us, local businesses that have given us gifts. So I'll launch into the boasting and bragging. So I'm representing the Gorge Transit Alliance, which is the alliance of the 5 transportation providers within the 5-county area, and that's Klickitat, Skamania over in Washington, Hood River, Wasco, and Sherman counties in Oregon.
Kathy?
Yes.
Could I suggest that you step this way because the camera's right behind you, so the audience at home is just seeing the back of the jacket.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes. Yes.
And there's a microphone right there.
What's that?
The microphone will help you.
Okay. Do you want me to look?
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Great. Okay. Right here. All right. And Matthew, I am not. Oh, keep it down. There we go.
Kathy, I think they want you to use that.
Okay. Do you want me to sit? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a nice jacket.
Then I'll be out of the way. So as you can see, and I'm passing the rat cards around to show the picture of the regional transportation system. So it has significantly expanded. So you can pretty much get from one point to the other point in the Columbia Gorge on the public bus system. For instance, Goldendale to Parkdale, or Goldendale to Portland, White Salmon up to Odell, you name it, you can get there. I ride the bus a lot myself. I'm on the bus a lot with people coming from the Dalles that are either getting to work, they're getting up to the college, to the Hood River campus. They are, I recently rode the bus with an older couple from the Dalles who were visiting their sons in Beaverton, and they no longer drive, and this was their first trip on their own, and they were so excited to be able to have this independence and freedom. So we've also got a whole bunch of new tools that we have launched. We've got a new website with all sorts of tech tools for riders to either plan their trip, how do you get from point A to point B, boom, plug it in, and your trip comes up, to an interactive map, and also a deeper dive into each one of the routes. So if you want to dive into, say, the White Salmon to Walmart route, and you want to figure out where all of the bus stops are and what they're called, there it is. It's right on the website, and every one of the schedules looks alike. So that it's all supported by data, by technical data that turns every single provider's schedule into the same format or the same template. So that if you're looking for a transfer, for instance, if you're getting from Goldendale to the Dalles and the Dalles to Portland, you can easily see how to make that transfer and when. We've got a mobile app. The mobile app allows us to serve businesses. So if their employees are purchasing passes, say for instance, In Situ purchases an annual pass for each one of their employees, they can access that either with their ID card, their employee ID card, or on their smartphones, just by a touch of the app. So super simple. It also gives us the ability to provide social services, social service organizations with multiple passes for multiple people and providers. So if, for instance, someone is trying to get from Goldendale to their service provider in Hood River, we can put together a MATS, LINK, and CAT pass. Bus shelters, we're looking at the amenities necessary to provide for a really safe and comfortable journey on the bus, which is shade, benches, bus shelters, and we've got lots of partners, including the Columbia Gorge Community College, who have worked with us on this project. And we'll be, we've just ordered the shelters, we'll be installing them hopefully in a couple of months, just in time for the rain and snow. We did a deep dive with the healthcare providers in the gorge, talking with the transportation providers, all of them, talking together in 5 facilitated conversations about what their highest priorities were for their clients. So, and the healthcare providers included hospitals, included Gorge Grown, it included Opportunity Connections that serves developmentally disabled clients. So we had a really good conversation about their priorities and priority projects. So we have a list of those. We're working together with funding and implementation as well. Everybody Rise. I don't know if any of you have seen the videos, but the Wasco County video is fabulous. It's starring the Gorge Roller Derby, and we're seeing them get on the bus and go up to bout up at the community college. So extremely successful thanks to a grant from Columbia Gorge Health Council and ODOT. We had 5 different videos for each one of the counties. We produced the RAP card that's hopefully going around. So for those who don't have access to the internet, we have a RAP card that gives them phone numbers for each one of the providers and information. And here's just a quick snapshot of how popular these videos were. So let's say the Sherman County video here in the corner had 10,000 views and 1,996 engagements. Now that is more than the population of the county itself. So really, really popular. We did a wonderful live broadcast, an hour-long broadcast with thank you guys. We did an hour-long broadcast with Radio Tierra in Hood River County. We interviewed Dr. Marta Cronin. The whole thing was done in Spanish. We had the middle school mariachi band playing on the bus, as you can see. It was an hour long, so of course it wasn't meant for the mass consumption, but we even got 1,800 views for that hour-long video, which was a lot of fun. So I think we're going to, let's see. I'm not sure. I was going to play one of the videos, but I think I need to double click on it. I'm not sure how to do that without. Yes. Okay. That's all right. We'll move forward. That's okay. Please do go to the Facebook page, Gorge TransLink, Facebook page, or the website where we have the videos. Also, Gorge TransLink has a YouTube channel, and you can see any of the videos. They're only like 2 or 3 minutes long, and they're fabulous. Really took a lot of the community effort to make those videos. So we also got community engagement by asking people to share photos of themselves on the bus, and they really got into it. Lots of fun. We also did a driver series, which was actually very popular. I mean, who knew that people would want to read stories about their bus driver and see their kids and their baby ducklings and